Okay, so we're looking at the wetland here, and what this is doing is treating all the gray water on the site. We don't have any black water to treat because we're using composting toilets. So this is all just sink water. So from the 2 bathroom sinks, and there's going to be a kitchen sink right here, and it goes from there, drains directly into the wetland. And from the drains, it goes into this tank, which we call a flow control tank. So it goes through these main drains here into the tank, and if you can see, we have what we're calling a stand. We're calling this a standpipe. And right in the front of the standpipe here, there is a tiny little pinprick. It's about 3/64 of an inch, and at that width of a hole, it allows the water to flow from this tank into the main wetland tank at 40 milliliters a minute. We've wrapped it with landscaping cloth so that it should go even slower, which is what we want. And the reason we have this tank here is so that every time you turn the water on and run water through the sinks, it doesn't just immediately push the water through at that rate through the wetland. If it moves through the wetland that quickly, it doesn't get treated. So it comes through the wetland through the flow control tank very slowly into the wetland through this tank, or through this tube here. And underneath it we have perforations all along the bottom, so the water comes out and it comes out all along the length of the tube, goes down, and this tank here is at a 1/2 inch slope. So it's a 1/2 inch higher here than it is here, so it forces the water down here. Now this tube here is completely perforated all the way around the diameter of it. We've wrapped it in landscaping fabric. Again, in this case it's just to keep gravel and dirt from plugging the tube. It goes through this tube into our drain. Now we've got what we're calling an inverted P-trap here. So what happens is the water comes into this P-trap and it kind of gets to this point here. And then what that does is it backs up the wetland. So the wetland gets full up to this point. So we'll always have this much water from here in the wetland all the way along. Then when the water comes through this pipe at something slower than 40 milliliters a minute, we're assuming, it'll move through here and it'll come out here at about 40 milliliters a minute as well. So it takes a little over a day, almost 2 days, to work its way all the way through this system. At that point, this system is being filled with gravel and plants, and it's the bacteria that treats the water. It takes out the phosphates from the soap and a lot of the dirts, and any sort of fecal matter hopefully will be treated as well. But because there is a chance that there could be some fecal matter in it, this is not potable. So from here, it goes underneath the floor, outside to our septic tank and septic field, where it does its, tertiary treatment. But still, it's just getting released after the septic field into the surrounding soil. And today we're going to get the gravel in, and we're going to get the plants in, hopefully, and we'll have a working wetland when the water comes on.
Sweet.